and welcome.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Feels like years later.
It's been a hot minute.
Ooh, look at you.
I never knew what that meant until a few weeks ago. Even though I've used it a few times, I've never been one of your sayings where I'm not quite sure what it means, but I use it anyway and hope for the best. But I feel like we need to do a little bit of background to start this one off.
Okay.
So we're on start again, Chris. I'm suffering from man flu, so you have to bear with me.
Yeah, we're
for
both,
everybody.
Yeah, not feeling $1 million.
American or Australian?
Haven't decided.
You haven't decided. Okay, right. So we are season 2, episode 2.
Yes.
Now, for those that have seen episode 1, you'll notice we've got a new look.
Yeah.
New us, new style, everything's different, which is great.
New ambiance.
New ambiance. But a little bit like deja vu into deja vu.
I know. So, is that what it is?
Deja
vu.
Vu. This is going to be difficult. Deja vu in that this is just like season 1. So nobody's going to know this, but on season 1, we filmed our first episode.
Yeah.
I think it's about the March time. And then we bottled it. And we didn't do anything for about 3 months. And then we started thinking, stuff this, doesn't matter. We're going to start doing them. And then we started again. This has been the same, but a different reason why. So we filmed episode 1 of season 2 about 3 months ago.
Yeah. Maybe even
in the
more
back, in the garden office.
Yeah. With this setup.
Slightly different things you might notice on the video if you're watching, but pretty much the same.
Competition time.
And we knew we wanted to have guests on. We've been threatening to have guests on for ages. And also, we've said this before, and so if you've listened to us before, you'll know this, but family time is really important to us. So we were having to take out 2-3 hours of a weekend to do this, and it was just a bit like, we don't want to do it. It's like family time is really important. We've just got weekends back the last year or two, and now we're sort of sacrificing it. So we said we've got to bring it into work. So what we've basically done is lifted it up and craned it into the office, shoehorned it into the office.
You did, darling.
So this is why it's taken 3 months or 2 months, whatever it is, to start it. Now, when these are released, you won't know because we're all filming such a way. But just wanted to give you some. Not that I didn't have to give you a reason, actually, did I? I've made us look stupid. And I didn't even need to.
Oh no!
But that's the honest part of the podcast, right?
Saying, like a bit behind the scenes and why it's taken a bit longer because we've had all these behind the scenes. Pun intended.
Yes.
Changes. And we've got a little friend here.
Yeah, don't say the name, though, because...
If we say the dog's name...
Our dog, Bella...
Yes, is her name.
If you can spell, you'll be able to work that out. If you can't, we're in trouble. Is her name. But if we say her name, she'll get excited and she whines.
And she's ready for her tea.
Yeah, so... We're trying to film this while she's quiet, so we're not going to pay her attention. We're not going to make eye contact. It's like when you go in the shopping mall, American, in the shopping centre. I'm well travelled. You go in the shopping mall, and you see the skyboxes or whoever it is, those things in the middle, the double glazing, whatever it is, and you don't want to make eye. And you march, but you don't dare make eye contact because the immediate is, hello, can I? Oh no, it's the same with a dog.
Yeah,
if I make eye contact or say the name,
So she's looking rather sweet, but we have to ignore her.
We'll leave her there. We'll leave her be.
Chatting away.
So, here we are. We decided today we're going to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
Really serious topic today. So probably won't be as many laughs and jokes, but it is serious, and we feel it's something that needs to be discussed. And more recently, over the years, it's become more aware. People have become more aware.
Well, it's spoken about. It's not as taboo as it used to be.
Right.
You know, it just was not spoken about, which is great that people feel like they can talk about it more.
Absolutely. And that's all great. But what we, I suppose, wanted to talk about or try and focus on a little bit more today is mental health for business owners. Because, you know, we talk about mental health for women, and we talk about, and we all suffer with mental health, right? I mean, I don't think I'll have met anyone who is honest that says, I've never had any mental health issues. And that's not to say that they are mental health issues where you might need to be on medication or go see a counsellor, but just from time to time, things get a bit, pardon my French, shit. Yeah, and you need a bit of downtime, you need a bit of you time, whatever it is, just to reset and recharge or whatever it might be. So we all deal with these things and we all have them in our lives. But there doesn't seem to be, or I haven't found anyway, an awful lot, if any, support for business owners
Mm,
and mental health? Because it's a totally different beast. Now, I'm not saying that it's worse for
mm,
business owners than it is for everybody else or people that might
mm,
have lost a parent or something like. I'm not saying that. It's
mm,
just different, right?
mm, mm,
And so I feel that then the not the needs, but the medication or the support you need would be
mm.
different to someone suffering with a different type of mental health.
Yeah.
Am I making sense? Because you look at me like you're thinking like, what the hell is he going to say? Where's he going? What is he talking about? I wish I wasn't here. I'd rather be on a beach drinking sangria.
Do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking I completely agree with you, and I do think it's great that it's more openly spoken about. And there are different phases in your life where you need more support. But I was also thinking, are the microphones turned on?
If we're talking about a serious subject and you're
Um,
talking about microphones switched
but we
on.
did test them before, so hopefully they are. But we haven't done it for so long; we're out of the speed. But yeah, no, there's huge things that go on through your life. You know, midlife crisis. You know, there's a few times where anyone could be like, you know, even we've both said, you know, are we having a midlife crisis or it's the
Well, we've been,
But you literally do just have good and bad times from time to time. You know, things that go on personally with work and you know, it can be a lot to manage. And I think social media is quite scary in that that adds pressures and it worries me the pressures that that adds to young children now. Like, I
mhm,
think it's very hard to go through being younger to know exactly what people are doing. Um, you know, if you're not invited, you can see it right in your face.
there's no
And
getting away from it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that, you know, it's great for other reasons for, you know, you can keep in contact with people across the world.
Mhm.
So that's great, but I'm going off on a tangent.
You are.
Mm.
And I just want to say, as well, before we get too deep into this serious conversation, let's get all the laughs out the way or the Mickey taking
Laughs.
laughs. Shopping mall,
Are you having a
deja
bath?
vu, and I'm pulling them all out today. Um, you are talking incredibly quietly.
Am I?
Yeah. Now, for those of you who know
Yeah.
Helen, when she'll talk all like, that's probably normal conversation level, like she's doing now. But then the minute she's on show, whether that be on the telephone or on a podcast, it's like, oh, I'm really getting really loud now. Not that she's brummy, but
I do have to apologise to the office when I'm
nobody
on
can
the
concentrate.
phone.
It's like a foghorn.
Yeah.
But now, because we're in the office and there are people around us, you guys won't know this because we'll edit it all out and we've got a sound treated room. But there's people around us in other rooms. And so now she's really conscious, obviously, about keeping her levels down. So
Hello.
people don't hear what we're talking about, even though it's going out on the airwaves for everybody to hear what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, maybe subconsciously I
I
am.
think you are. So now you see, I've adjusted your volume to be
For my fog on,
for your
and
foghorn,
now it's
and it's
not
going to be
coming
like
out,
little
and now I'm
mouse.
talking very softly.
Very softly,
Anyway,
softly,
okay,
softly.
I'll try and foghorn it up.
But yeah, so I think that this is really interesting. 'Cause we had a chat about this earlier, didn't we? About mental health and business owners, and the fact that you just mentioned about we need to talk about it more. But
Mm,
for some reason, lots of business owners don't.
mm,
There's this
mm,
almost
mm,
like this armor they put on
mm,
with another set of armor. It's like this is
mm,
layer and
mm,
layer, like an onion,
mm, mm,
layer and layers, because I think they feel that by being honest about how they may be feeling, that
mm,
makes them vulnerable
mm,
or inferior of another business, and they
mm,
fear. I mean, I've probably done the same thing actually, to be honest,
mm,
over the years.
mm.
Thought if I say to somebody, Mrs. You're right, and you say, you know what, it's really good, even though somebody's thinking it's really cack at the minute.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about this,
Yeah,
and like I wish this
but
was
I've done the
different
same
or
thing. I said,
whatever.
yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, and I've walked away afterwards thinking, well, it ain't. It's
Mm,
not.
mm.
And that's not to say it's always bad. It's like
Yeah,
everything
but
in life, right? There's good and
the
bad.
reality that's
And
the
like I've always
reality, isn't
said
it?
that I've always wanted of the two problems of not having work and having too much work, I'd rather have
Mm.
too much work.
Yeah.
But having too much work brings its own challenges and
Yeah, yeah,
problems.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
there's just never
Mm.
this happy medium, is there, when you're a
No.
business owner? There's
Yeah.
if you're busy, it's like, oh, I just want a few
Mm.
days. Just let it calm
Mm.
down for a few days. Let me get back on
Mm.
top and get my head together. Or I want a holiday.
Mm.
And then you get that, and then you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
where's the work gone? I need
Yeah.
the work.
Mm.
I'm struggling for work. I need to get some work back in. And there's just never seems to be a
A
happy
happy
medium
medium.
ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe if business owners were a little bit more honest,
Mm.
maybe
Mm.
we would
Mm.
feel
Mm.
that, oh, it's okay to let that guard down a little bit and to
Mm.
have a conversation about it because you,
I think.
Go on.
I think it's highlighted that it is. When we started, Threadapixel 6, 7 years ago, and we literally didn't have one customer, and I literally went door knocking on every single local business, and the amount of people that were one-man bands or running small businesses that I'd never met, knocked on the door, and how they just poured their, like, emotions out. I've never met them, and you were like, "How many people you seen today then?" And I was like, "I saw 3 today." And you were like, "You've been out all day?" I was like, "Well, Tommy was talking for an hour and a half, bless him, he's been through this, that, and the" but, like, that just that alone clearly shows how much people do wanna talk, and that's so important, like, to feel, like, in a safe space that you can, and, like, we have built relationships with customers and made new friends with people being open and honest, um, sharing the tough times, and we've learnt some great tips and been able to share some great hints and tips with others, and you
Yeah.
can get so much out of it. And I think with this whole mental health piece, with people being a bit more open minded and vulnerable with it, it is naturally going to help more people as well.
Yeah.
Um, we both said this year we wanted to focus on our own mental health more. So we've both been doing different research and our own research into that. And, like, number one factor is exercise, getting out, seeing people, eating healthy. And we started off like that, but both of us have sort of let work take over a little bit. We've not getting to the gym and such, haven't we? But
Yeah, we started off in a bad year. I mean, I've been quite. I did something that I've
a
not done before,
budget gym wise or what?
gym wise and um, food wise, just generally.
Yeah,
I
a
think
naughty
I I
year.
I I was open on LinkedIn a few weeks ago or a couple months ago and said to
Mm,
people that actually the last few months have been pretty cack mentally. I've been
mm,
struggling to get not because things were necessarily bad at work. I mean, there were bad bits and good bits. That's not me
mm,
saying things are all great. Like I was just saying,
yeah.
this body armor, we had good periods and bad periods, like
Yeah.
every
Well, you
business.
said this year was gonna be tough for
I had
everybody
a
because it's an
sneaky
unknown.
suspicion, yeah, it was going to be a difficult year.
Mm.
Although I don't think we've had a particularly easy year since COVID.
Yeah, I know.
Every year seems to have created a new set of
Mm.
challenges, but that's part and parcel of being in business. See, I told you
Oh,
she whines.
made the eye
Um,
contact.
so it's throwing my off. But yeah, so I said earlier that
That was the dog whining. He wasn't talking about me, surprisingly.
um, that I just found it difficult this year to find a happy medium to get to a
Yeah.
happy place. And it's
Mm,
not because, like I said, things were particularly bad or particularly great. It was just
mm,
mentally, I just couldn't find anything to get any enjoyment out of anything. Uh,
mm,
and yeah, just not probably
mm,
quite a low, quite feeling
mm,
mentally quite in a low place.
mm.
And me and you are quite
Yin and yang.
yin and yang. And what tends to happen is
Mm,
if one of us is struggling like that, the other one
mm,
puts the brave face on,
mm,
picks the other one up for
mm,
a few days or weeks, wherever it might
mm,
be. They then start to feel happy again or back to a level that's the level they
mm,
need to be at.
mm.
And then the other one's like, oh, God.
Yeah.
And then they sort of like turn that extra off, and
Mm.
then they go for the low because they've been
Yeah,
putting
yeah, yeah.
overcompensating for the other half.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Mm.
that's better or worse. Actually, I don't know,
Yeah, I
but
know. Yeah.
there she goes.
Oh, here we go, moaning Minnie.
So, so yeah, I put out a post on LinkedIn, had some amazing responses, and a lot of people contact me, send me
Mm.
personal messages,
Mm.
emails,
Yeah.
and it was
Mm.
fantastic to know there were so many people out there. And
Mm.
we had a customer come in a couple of weeks ago who was basically saying the same thing that it's been really
Mm.
tough,
Mm.
he's found it
Mm.
really difficult, and that he potentially might give it another 12 months, and if that doesn't get where it needs to be, he might
Mm.
think about doing something
Mm.
different, calling it a day. Which
Mm.
is there's no shame in that, it's
No, yeah,
you've got to be incredibly brave to say to something, but you actually put your heart and soul into it and say, "Do you know what?
mm,
For whatever the
it's the
reason
end of
is,
the
this just isn't working
yeah.
for me or it isn't right
Yeah.
for me."
Yeah.
That's incredibly
Yeah.
brave. It's much
Yeah, yeah.
easier to say,
100%.
"I'm going to carry on doing it," because
Yeah.
that's the known.
Mm.
The unknown
Mm.
is what am I doing
Mm.
now? So,
Mm.
and it sort of just got me thinking that there's going to be so many of us in the same situation
Mm.
that, into public, we're like, everything's amazing, it's
Mm.
fantastic, yeah, and then
Mm.
literally close the door, go off into the cupboard, and sit
Mm.
there crying
Mm.
because you think it's not, it's awful, and
Mm.
I'm going through a really tough time at the minute, and I haven't got a
Mm.
clue how to get out of this.
Mm.
And so we spoke about trying to have like these monthly catch ups, didn't we?
Mm,
It's like small groups of business owners. We're all
mm,
similar sizes, where
mm,
we're all going through potentially going to be the similar sort of problems because
mm.
let's face it, no matter if
Journeys.
you sell journeys, lovely word, doesn't matter if you're selling bricks or if you're
Mm,
got a doctor's surgery or whatever,
yeah.
you'll have problems specific to your industry, yes, but you're going to have other things like growth,
Mm,
staffing,
mm,
accounting,
mm. New
sales,
government things
government
coming in, which
changes,
is, I think
HR.
that's been a huge thing for people feeling
Yeah,
unknown. Like, yeah, that's played a big part.
that has. And there's still loads of unknown with loads of
Mm,
tax. And I actually
mm,
said to you a few months ago,
mm,
if I was setting up a business today,
mm,
I would not set it up in the UK. I
mm,
think there is zero incentive for entrepreneurship in the UK right now. Absolutely
mm,
nothing. You get
mm,
taxed left, right, and centre. And I think
mm,
it's awful.
mm.
Um,
Sorry, the dog. That's the dog.
you have to say no to her really loud.
No. Oh, she's like, Mummy.
So, yeah, so I wouldn't set up a business in the UK because I think it's just
Mm,
from UK government. I think it's awful. I think that
mm,
everything just seems to get brushed to the business owner. Oh, they can
mm.
sort that out. Oh, we
Yeah,
need to generate
yeah,
some more income, right? Let's put the minimum wage up. Business owner can deal with that.
yeah.
We're out of money, right? We'll tax the business owners.
Mm,
Then they're talking about capital gains tax coming in.
mm,
Everything could just get
does seem like
battered
that.
by taxes. I mean, from a business owner point of view,
Mm,
and if you're an owner, you're already going to know this. I'm not teaching you anything new, but you've got what you got. You got PAYE, you got NI, you got pension contributions,
mm,
you got VAT,
mm,
corporation tax,
mm,
capital gains tax. Where's the flipping break? I mean,
mm,
how much money's left?
mm,
So yeah,
mm.
there's a lot of unchanged, with a lot of unknowns.
It's upsetting, isn't it?
We know our government said there's going to be more
Oh,
changes.
dear.
There's going to be
Yeah,
a lot harder times. So yeah, I
yeah.
think that it
It,
mentally it's a
it's a
tough,
lot of unknown, isn't it?
tough year.
And
So
yeah,
some of the things we've been
being a
doing
bit battered.
to help ourselves then. So
Yeah, no, so exercise is a huge one, trying to get sunlight within the first 30 minutes of waking up,
I did not know that.
even if it's not bright sunshine, just going outside into daylight within the first 30 minutes is huge. Not having caffeine in the first hour really of getting up. So I have moved to decaf coffee. I'll probably only have a normal coffee about 11 o'clock. So yeah, I've tried to cut out caffeine. Trying to reduce the sugar, but we both have a sweet tooth.
Yeah. Although we're doing quite well with that.
Um, yeah, trying to walking the dog every morning anyway, and then you walk her at lunchtime. And then, yeah, we're trying to get to the gym a little bit more, but we have let the work routine take over a little bit. Um, and yeah, diet is a huge thing. So, I mean, and keeping in touch with others and sharing your thoughts with others
Yeah.
is just massive, really. I mean, I think everybody should have therapy.
Yeah, you said
Um,
that a few times actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I've had it in years past, and I think it's really useful. Like, well, there's a difference between counselling and therapy.
Okay.
I'm not certain of what they are,
Right.
but I think counselling goes back to your childhood to try and understand why you are like you are, and then that helps you reflect why others are
Okay.
like they are. And therapy is just more to help you sort of manage day to day in
Hmm.
in your today's world. Um, and years ago, I had the counselling where it reflected on my childhood, and it was just so interesting about why people are like they are and why act like I do to others. And yeah, I found it really, really interesting. So yeah, I would highly recommend it to people. There's a lot of online um, sessions and things that you can do now. Yeah, I think it's great. But yeah, speaking to your peers, I think is really, really helpful because it can be hard for family and friends to understand. We're in a business. You know, it's very hard. It's like a bubble, and you almost feel like when you speak to others in that same bubble, you instantly understand those different pressures. And as much as your friends and family try to understand, I think it is just totally different. So,
I think
um,
you can't understand till you've walked a mile in somebody's shoes.
yeah.
And the problem is if you leave, so my dad had his own business for
Mm.
30, 40 years, years.
Yeah.
Uh, and I feel like now he's closed it about 6, 7 years ago, maybe he
Mm.
retired,
Mm.
semi-retired, tired.
Mm.
Uh, But now I feel like if I spoke to him about certain things, I'd get a different answer now to what I did
When
years
he was
ago,
in it,
because I think you
you
forget as well.
forget.
I think you cut out, you find this way of
Yeah.
the brain, and that has this fantastic ability to
Mm,
block negative things.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so I think you have to walk a mile in this shoe, and you have to have done it recently
Mm.
to be able to really understand what somebody's gone through.
Yeah. I think it's like having children. You can never explain what it's like having children.
No.
And we've always said that we think having a business is similar to the fact that you don't stop thinking about it. You're always trying to nurture it, and it is like your baby that you want to look after, and it's very precious to you. Of course, it's completely different in many different ways, but similar in others.
Yeah, no.
So that's how we've sort of um, found that sort of relation to that, really. Um,
But it does become your baby because you pour your
mm,
heart and soul into it. You
yeah.
give it
Mm,
everything that you absolutely have and
mm,
more. And
mm,
this is something else that we spoke about, isn't it? Is sort of that I wonder if people really knew how difficult. Right.
mm.
So online, there are lots of people that tell you that you can earn six-figure salaries
Yeah.
working for yourself, a couple
Mm,
hours a day on a
mm,
beach with a
mm,
laptop and a phone.
mm,
Do you know
mm,
what? I'm going to call them out. It's utter bollocks,
mm,
right?
mm.
I'm sorry. You're looking at me like, but it's utter
Oh, I agree with
nonsense.
you. Yeah.
You have to put in so much effort,
Mm,
blood, sweat, and tears, and then
mm,
more. And you
mm,
have to do that for a
mm,
considerable period of time to
mm,
create any decent business. You
mm,
do.
mm.
And the people that are telling you this are either one of two things: either one, they've done all that and they've forgotten because they're
Yeah.
so far down
Mm,
the journey,
mm,
or are they selling you a course by any chance?
mm,
They're
mm,
selling you a
mm.
product. And if they told you that you still got to work really hard,
999 today
yeah,
only.
then you wouldn't do it, would you?
Yeah.
So
Mm,
it's nonsense. You've got to put
mm,
in blood, sweat, and tears and beyond.
mm,
It's the hardest thing you'll ever do.
mm,
Um,
mm.
so yeah,
Yeah. So the dog is now playing with her toy. Oh, look, here she comes.
yeah,
Everybody look at me.
making loads of noise, giving me loads of work to do if I can get it cut out.
Clattering away.
I don't know if we'll be able to do this again with her here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure,
Yeah. We need
but
some doggy daycare.
doggy daycare, yeah. Um,
But
but
yeah, we just wanted to ease in. Like, we didn't want it scripted or anything. We've never have done it scripted, and I don't think we ever will because we just want it to
it should be
be
more of a
sort of natural,
conversation.
really,
Yeah,
and just what we've been up to and what has worked for us, really. And yeah, happy to share any thoughts, with anybody that wants to message in or anything like that as well.
yeah,
Like,
100%. Look, if you're struggling, you want somebody to talk to that may be in a similar
mm,
position of having a small
mm,
size business,
mm,
and you're finding it tough right now,
mm,
I'll listen. I'm not
mm,
saying I've got any answers, or you might not even
mm,
want any answers. You might just want to just offload.
mm,
Uh, yeah, just speak to somebody. There's going to be somebody
mm,
around you, and I
mm.
suppose it's just being brave enough. And we all, as business owners, need to say to other business owners, if you do
The
want to
highs are
chat.
high and the lows are low.
Well, somebody said to me the other day, "How would you describe it?" And I said, the only way I would describe running a business is being in a dinghy in the
Yeah.
middle of the ocean
Mm,
on a 100-foot wave without a paddle.
mm.
There are going to be times when you're coming
Mm,
down thinking, this is absolutely
yeah,
amazing,
yeah, yeah,
hands in the
yeah,
air,
yeah,
screaming like
yeah,
you're on a roller coaster. And then all
yeah,
of a sudden, that wave's
yeah,
behind you, coming over the top, and it's about to throw you under.
yeah, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only way I can describe running a
Yeah, yeah,
business.
that's pretty
You
good.
go through
Yeah.
major highs and major lows,
Mm,
sometimes multiple times a day.
mm,
Um,
mm,
but we do it because, well, I'm not quite sure yet. But
mm. 'Cause we want to work together.
no, definitely not. Definitely not that one. I'm not sure that one's come back. So yeah, like Helen, so we
Yeah.
just wanted to ease
Just
into it,
short and sweet.
short and sweet. And maybe give you a quick rundown of what we've been doing, maybe because
Mm.
some people might want to know, some people might tune
Yeah.
out now. But so it's been a busy old year, hasn't it?
Well, I don't know how we've got to like, September, October
I'm
time.
starting to feel like my mum. Where's the year gone?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. I know. Well, we have done a lot. You've done the showroom,
Done the
you've
showroom,
redone all of this, you've redone the office space, which looks fantastic.
meeting room,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and loads of other bits and pieces as well. I've done
Mm.
loads of DIY and stuff at home.
Well, you've built everything yourself, so
So yeah,
you
it's
you do
been
like a challenge. We've got all these fancy things, and it's all sound treated, and the lighting is really versatile.
yeah.
Like,
So
you've done it all, so it's really functional and
yeah. So with the
high
podcast
end.
studio now is
Mm,
totally sound treated. We have
mm,
4 or 5 different sound absorbing materials, and it's not
mm,
soundproof. There's a difference between soundproof and sound treating. There
mm,
are very few rooms in the UK that are soundproof,
mm,
but we have sound treated. So
mm,
um, And as Helen said, we've got lighting, but it's all on like gantry style rails, which we can reposition throughout. So we can really reposition it. And the
Mm.
reason we've done all that is because we also had a lot of people say to us, "Oh, where do you film your podcast? Where do you do your podcast?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "We do it at home." Oh, right, okay. But that kind of
Yeah.
got me to believe that, hold on, people are interested in doing a
Mm.
podcast,
Mm.
and they would like to know where the space is. So
Mm.
we are getting ready in the next
Mm.
few weeks to be able to start renting the space out as well.
Mm. Yeah.
So you'll be able to have just come and record just audio. You could be able to use the cameras. You could have us on site to help you if you need. We could do all the editing from
Mm.
video, from audio, social clips,
Mm.
anything that you need really. But again, it's just trying to help people and give people some of the things that
Yeah.
they might need for their marketing. I mean, one thing I can
Mm.
say about podcasts is if you don't have to edit it and you could just, and this is not because I'm trying to sell the space here, but if you could go to a space and have
Mm.
someone edit it and
Mm.
give you the final version with any social media clips,
Yeah.
they are fantastic
Mm.
because you've got an hour's worth of content to go on a podcast.
Mm.
You've got YouTube content for your, if you filmed it, you've
Mm.
got YouTube shorts, you've got
Mm.
Instagram
Sure.
reels,
Yeah.
your TikTok, you've got so much content to put
Mm.
out.
Mm.
I mean, if you could just do one every 2 weeks, and if you
Mm.
could say 6 or 7 really poignant points that
Yeah.
could be used in your social media,
Mm.
you've got nearly 2 weeks worth of content
Yeah. Mm.
from one podcast. I mean,
Mm.
and the good thing about it is you can reuse it like all of the content as well. So she's going at it now.
Oh, the dog's going like
Yeah,
her toy. So.
she's going at the toy. So I don't think there's anything else for us to go over, is there?
Mm. Well, no, yeah, we're just excited for two Krakens, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we've been really busy with Thread a Pixel. And yeah, the year has whizzed by.
We were
Eh,
speaking about, sorry, but I'm going
yeah.
to forget because I'm
Mm.
getting dementia as I'm getting older.
Mm.
We were even talking about in our team meeting
Yeah.
yesterday,
Yeah.
Christmas party.
Yes, we need to get that booked. Yeah, we're all brainstorming ideas at the minute. So any good ideas for Christmas parties, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're quite open to some new things, aren't we? So that should be nice.
Yeah.
Um, and
And we've got our first holiday booked later in
yeah,
the
that's
year.
what we're saying. Yeah, everyone's had their lovely summer holidays over the summer.
We were getting very
We
jealous.
don't tend to go away over the summer, really.
No.
We've just had like long weekends away. But so yeah, we're craving our holiday now. So yeah, really looking forward to that in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
And now she's sneezing, so she's like, "What else can I do
Yeah. So how much noise can I
to be
make possibly
noisy?
just to put
Think
them
I
off?
might bark?
Yeah.
No, I'll trot on the wooden
Or dance on the
floor."
floor. Yeah. Jeez. You got to get some slippers, doggy
So
slippers,
yeah. No, she can go to doggy daycare.
doggy daycare. That's a very LA thing, isn't it? Doggy daycare.
Doggy daycare. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, we've eased back in, and yeah, looking forward to doing another one. But we are a bit both under the weather today, so
Yeah.
that's probably why I'm talking quietly, because a little bit softer
A little bit
today.
softer.
Mm.
Well, I think then that's probably it for today then. And we
Sounds good.
need to have some lem sips, early night, cup
Yeah.
of tea, water bottle, and all that sort of stuff.
Mm.
Get fighting fit ready for next week.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
that's a YouTube sign off of somebody.
With that being said, that's the Disney YouTube videos you listen to.
Prince Dev,
Prince
PC
Dev.
Dev.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to plug him because I sent him an email and he never responded.
Yeah, you were very
I
upset.
was very
weren't you?
upset. He said, "Let me know your comments." I did and thoughts.
Yeah,
Asked him some
yeah.
questions.
Didn't
Got
know.
zero answers.
You were very upset, weren't you?
So I nearly boycotted his show.
Mm,
I was very upset.
we didn't, did we?
No.
So
I need to get my
yeah.
Disney fix.
No, thanks guys for listening or watching, whatever you've done, and we will be back next. 2 weeks. We were going to do it every 2 weeks, weren't we?
We're going to do it every 2 weeks. If we can fit one every week in, we will. But we're going to say as a minimum
Think
we'll do
it'll
every
be
2
2
weeks.
Yeah.
Just because this is our busiest time of year right now. So,
Yeah.
So
Fab.
have a great day, everybody.
Yeah. Think positively. Speak to others.
Speak
Get
to
some
others.
sunshine. Drink lots of water. You're supposed to drink 2 liters of water a day.
Do you know what? Just look after yourself.
Yeah.
Take time for you.
Don't forget to take time out for you.
Don't feel bad about feeling bad. If you need to take a day or you need to take a week even to reset, just do it. It's important. Don't feel bad about it, especially if you're a business. Just figure it out. Get some time for yourself and take care of yourself. Put yourself before the business.
Mm,
Because if you don't, there is no business.
mm,
Really important.
mm.
So, with that, thank you
Thank you.
and see you later.
Bye bye.